Every decade seems to have that one Spielberg movie that develops a hate base. Usually in the last few years. In the 70s it was 1941, 80s it was Always, 90s it was The Lost World, 2000s it was Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, and the 2010s it seems to be Ready Player One. The movie did decent with critics, and for the most part audiences seem to like it. But there's just this small group of people, usually those who lean further left, who just hate the concept of this movie. And the book. The very idea of nostalgia baiting was infuriating to them. Me personally, I love the movie, although it does have its flaws. In the year 2045, the world has become a shithole, thus leaving everyone to escape through a virtual world called the Oasis. A world where you can be anything, create any world you want, all created by a man named James Holliday, played by Mark Rylance, and after his death he left an Easter egg in the Oasis, and anyone who finds it becomes the new owner. A boy named Wade Watts, played by Ty Sheridan, wants to find it before the big bad corporation does. So yes, this is full of fan service and cliches, and goddamn I loved it. Before the movie even came out, people were complaining that the movie would just be a bunch of references, and yes, the trailers went out of their way to show the DeLorean, the Iron Giant, the worlds, but here's the thing, they're just aesthetics. They are not the main focus. In fact, a lot of the movie does actually take place outside the Oasis, and does put a lot of focus on the characters. Are the characters particularly deep? No, not really, but they're likable, and the villain, Nolan Sorrento, played by Ben Mendelsohn, is so stereotypically evil, to the point that he just straight up murders people in the real world. But you know what? Sometimes I kinda want that. Wade is the typical nerd who is way too good looking guy living with an abusive family who only has friends online. Again, cliche, but I like him. With that said, the Oasis is pretty fucking cool. It's just fun seeing all these worlds and characters all come together. You see why people go there even if the world didn't suck. You can earn money and buy like real life shit in it. You can be with any character you want, go to whatever world. There is an absolutely amazing scene where they go into The Shining, and it is so well done in recreating the Kubrick style.
Hello, Danny. Come play with us.
Oh, girls, y'all know how to get out of here? Wait!
Where's H?
Wait!
H! No!
It gives you no reason to ever leave. And that's the thing, as awesome as the Oasis is, the movie makes it clear that this thing just completely takes over people's lives. In fact, this brings up something about the ending that people don't seem to get, and I'm gonna spoil it, so if you haven't seen the movie, go here. Okay. So at the end, Wade gets control of the Oasis, but decides to close it 2 days a week, forcing people to go out into the real world. Some don't understand this, saying that Wade is just being a dick, and this is proof that power is bad or something about that. No, he is trying to save the world. The real world is shit, partially because everyone is just spending all their time in the Oasis. Gee, a metaphor about how an online world, while having a lot of good stuff, is also making the real world worse. That isn't in any way relevant to our world, is it? A lot of left-leaning people seem to hate it because it has nostalgic elements, and to them nostalgia means racist. So this movie is promoting racism? Okay, that's a straw man, but I still can't get over people's hatred of the concept of this movie. Honestly, my biggest problem is the dialogue. There's awkward exposition dumps, and most of the dialogue overall is pretty crap. But I love the world of the Oasis while acknowledging that living there full time would be bad. I love the action scenes, I love the effects, I love the pacing, and I really appreciate the ending. From the climax that just gives me the biggest smile, the message, it's not a movie that's particularly deep, but it's fun and has a lot of great things in it. I give it an 8 out of 10. It's not a masterpiece, and on repeated viewing, I did notice more problems. And if you say you don't like it, I get it. I'm not gonna say, oh, you dislike Ready Player One, how could you possibly hate that? But for me, it has a lot to like that makes up for its shortcomings, and it was the movie I needed at that moment. It was late March 2018, I had already had several major car problems, and the internet communities I was part of were a mess. So a movie about escapism from the real world while also acknowledging that living your life online isn't healthy, you can see why it resonated with me. So tomorrow we head into the 2020s with what might be Spielberg's most universally loved movie since, like, Saving Private Ryan. See you then.